This snake costs $40, and this snake is worth $12,500. But how much should you spend on your pet snake? I've been getting people to fall in love with snakes for the last 35 years, and the one question I get asked all the time is how much should I spend on my first pet snake? Today we're gonna answer that question, and by the end of this video, you're gonna be begging your parent or your significant other to get you your first pet snake. The first thing to consider is what kind of snake is gonna be good for you. It's gonna depend on the size, the temperament, the enclosure, so let's run down some options. There's so many snakes to consider, and of course, price is part of that. There's a lot of options out there. Take, for instance, a gray-banded king snake, or all the king snakes, California king snakes, all the way to milk snakes. They're really amazing colubrid snakes. They don't get really big. A typical king snake's gonna get 3 to 4 foot. A big milk snake might get 6 to 8 foot. And they're relatively inexpensive. They do come in a lot of different colors depending on what you want. So you can really choose something. Typically, your price range is gonna be anywhere from maybe $100 up to the high-end $500, maybe $600 tops. Not really sure that this is the option for you if you're getting your first pet snake, but this, of course, is a reticulated python. This happens to be a Motley Golden Child pied reticulated python. So this particular morph is a little bit pricey. It's definitely gonna cost you $5,000 plus or something like that. But reticulated python, like I said, not exactly what I would choose for a first snake, but they're really variable. You can get a normal reticulated python for under $100, and then they literally go up into the tens of thousands of dollars depending on the color mutation. And there are a ton of animals in between. Big snakes, big responsibility, probably not a good first pet snake, but hey, I wanna give you all your options.
I need you to stick her head out.
What the heck are you guys doing?
We're getting Lucy out. She shed. She
What does it look like we're doing? We're handling a 20-foot snake. She shed, blew up her enclosure.
I don't think I'm helping very much.
You're not doing anything. What are you doing? No, don't let her in the water.
I'm not trying to.
I told you.
The clothes were bad. Because now she's just slipping through me.
Yeah, Mike, how much did you pay for your first snake?
Honey, get out of my butt.
I'm sorry. I want to be there, believe me.
I think I paid like $80 for my first ball python.
Really?
And that was probably 18 years ago. I know they've gone down because it's just a normal, nothing fancy. So yeah, about $80.
And what about your most expensive snake you ever bought?
Probably my red-tailed boa. About 6-7 years ago, I think I paid $250 for him.
What about you,
It
Connie?
was a long time ago.
And what was it?
It was a corn snake. I used to work at Petco and it didn't sell. And I was like, I'll give it a home. Its name was Bracelet. And it was probably like $25.
Now, what about your most expensive snake you've ever paid for?
I have a $50 one that I got from here. It's a red line corn snake that I got here at BHB. Lori hooked up the price because I think originally they cost like, what, $150 on the site or something?
So you paid $50 for it?
I think so.
That was the only question he asked.
All right, smart.
And this is a corn snake, just like the animal I showed you in the beginning. So a normal corn snake could be as cheap as $40, and there are tons of really cool mutations of corn snake. I mean, literally probably a couple hundred different types of colors or flavors or paint jobs that you can choose from. So they start at like $40. A really expensive corn snake is typically maybe $500. So there's a lot of things in between. You could be $40, $100, $200. You can get pink corn snakes, you get white corn snakes, you can get freckled corn snakes, you can get all kinds of different ones. I mean, they are amazing pet snakes. And I actually think that ball pythons and corn snakes are the best starter snake. There's no doubt about it. So if you're gonna get a first snake, this is definitely a good option. And speaking of ball pythons, this would happen to be a piebald ball python. Her name is Honey. She's absolutely amazing. I said corn snakes and ball pythons typically are the first two pet snakes that people get because they're just so placid. They're easy. They don't get that big, 4, maybe 5 foot at the very most. And they're really easy to care for. And again, they come in tons of different colors. Piebalds, albinos, I mean, you name it. Again, probably a couple hundred ones. A cheap ball python's gonna be maybe $75, all the way up to tens of thousands of dollars. So you could choose your price point and you could choose your color, but they are absolutely incredible.
Hey, what are you doing?
Chilling.
Can I come hang out?
Yeah, you can come in with us. So yeah, I'm just working with Sid, getting her desensitized, letting her smell some things, not letting her eat my shoes. Sid, these are Yeezy.
How much was your first snake you ever bought?
First snake I ever bought. Whoa, look at this. Dang, look at that thing. Oh, sorry. First snake I ever bought, $25.
What is the most expensive snake you've ever
The
bought?
most expensive snake I've ever purchased. Man, Jay, what's up with these hard questions? Listen, to be honest, almost all the snakes that I have are like either rehome, given to me as a gift. I mean, I have Casper, which is a leucistic retip. And I mean, ow, Sid. That's an expensive snake. I don't even know how much that guy would be worth. But I mean, honestly, the majority of my animals did come to me for free. I actually just got a false water cobra also for free. Somehow I went from like 2 snakes to like 20 snakes. Okay, so can I let you guys know something else? Yesterday was Steph's birthday, and we all missed it, which is bad because Steph does all of our birthdays. We gotta do something about that. Okay, right now, I gotta go get a cake. Mike, are you coming in or no? Okay, he's gotta clean, I'm gonna get a cake.
Be right back. Do as I say, not as I do. My first pet snake was actually a Burmese python. Again, like the reticulated pythons, giant snakes probably aren't the best way to actually have your first starter snake. I would say start small and work your way up to it. But Burmese pythons are absolutely incredible. And they've really gained popularity over the last few years. Again, more color mutation. A normal Burmese python's a relatively cheap animal. Albino is going to cost maybe $200, $250. And then you start getting into pieds and granite hypos and all kinds of other stuff. Really cool animals. But you got to remember, a Burmese python's going to get 16, 18 foot, maybe 150, 200 pounds. That's a lot of snake, not necessarily for a beginner. I ended up starting with Burmese pythons and it all worked out, but the majority of people that get a Burmese python, once they get to Sunrise's size, usually call people like me up and say, I can't handle this snake anymore, so consider that when you're trying to decide your first snake. We talked about king snakes and we talked about corn snakes when it comes to colubrids, but there's a whole nother class of animals called rat snakes. Joker is a scaleless Texas rat snake. There's normal Texas rat snakes as well. Scaleless Texas rat snakes start at about $200 and go up there depending on color, but a normal Texas rat snake is like $40 or $50. And there's a bunch of cool rat snakes out there, literally hundreds of different rat snakes, including a bunch of really cool Asiatic rat snakes like this Mandarin rat snake. Now, some of the Asian rat snakes do get a little bit more expensive because they're captive bred and they actually are a little bit more rare. Something like a Mandarin rat snake is going to be anywhere from $500 to $750, but holy cow, look at how beautiful it is. And if you get a captive bred Mandarin rat snake, it actually can make an okay first pet. Still a little bit advanced, so it might not be perfect for you, but there's certainly Asian rat snakes and all kinds of other rat snakes can work really well for you. You just have to pick the right one in your budget.
Jess, what are you doing?
Hanging out with this pretty lychee here.
Ooh, it's beautiful. Now I have a question for you.
Oh.
How much was the first snake you ever bought?
I think my first snake was like a milk snake. My first snake that I bought though was a boa constrictor and he was like $125. 14 when I bought him, so.
Oh, that's perfect. And then
Yeah.
what is the most expensive snake you ever bought?
It was probably another boa constrictor because I am a boa fanatic and I want to say $600 for a leopard boa.
Now you know the snake that you actually want. The next step is to find the price that is actually in your budget and that's right for you. Now you can go to your local pet shop, and I always like supporting local pet shops, but keep in mind when you go to a pet shop, you are paying retail. They're actually buying that animal. They have to have a markup, so you're going to pay a little bit more of a premium for the pet shop. But at the same time, you can go there, you can kind of kick the tires, if you know what I mean, handle the snake and see if it's actually right for you. The next thing you could do is you could go to a reptile show. You could typically look up online where reptile shows are. They're all over the country. Almost every single weekend there's a reptile show, probably within driving distance of you. You can go there and you're actually buying from either wholesalers or even breeders. I personally like the idea of buying from breeders because they know the snake right from the beginning. You're going to get a good quality animal and you're going to get it wholesale. The next you can do is you can buy it online. PHPReptiles.com is one source. That's our company that sells stuff. It ships right to your door overnight. You actually get it here. Super simple process. But there are a ton of online breeders and options. Even a website like morphmarket.com is a great option. You can go and see all kinds of different animals at morphmarket.com. From all kinds of the best breeders all over the country and even around the world.
Mike, I think you have a problem on your hands, dude.
She's done soaking.
Is it all done?
Not even cool.
Maybe I should take my headphones out.
Not done. I can't even feel this hot.
Close that door.
Dang it, Lucy. We're not ready for you. My finger just went up her nostril. I'm so sick of looking like I peed in here.
She kicked that into the tortoise pen.
Yeah, she did. What are you doing?
Hanging out with Switch right now, just trying to keep them pretty docile. He's just very talkative. Him and Trinity are doing very
I
well.
have a question for you. How much did you pay for your first snake?
So our first snake was a ball python, just a normal ball python. I paid about $100 for him. The person that we bought him from gave the whole tank and enclosure and everything. $200 total for the whole thing.
And how much did you pay for your most expensive snake?
The most expensive guy that I have right now is Uluru. He's a stonewash Brettles carpet python. He was $650 from Jeremy Turgian. I've literally gotten snakes for free before. I've gotten them from fairly cheap from people who are friends of ours that have bred snakes. Really depends on like what you're looking for exactly.
Now remember guys, rarity is going to mean more money. So if you want something really rare, you're going to have to pay for it. So make sure that that's in the budget. But you can buy things that aren't as rare and it's going to be a lot cheaper. The other option you can always do is look in your local paper or your Craigslist. A lot of times people have snakes that they're just getting rid of because they can't keep them anymore. And sometimes you can get a really cool snake for free. But wait, it's not just about getting your snake. You have to think about about all kinds of other things. You got to do a lot of research. You're going to need an enclosure. You're going to need a hotspot. You're going to need a light, maybe a UV bulb. You're going to need a water bowl. You're going to need bedding. You're going to need a food source that you get food from every single week. So buying the snake alone isn't something that you have to just think of when it comes to budget. You have to think about keeping that snake for a long, long time, and that's all part of what you have to spend to get a first snake. Because remember, owning a snake is a big commitment. Most snakes live over 15 years and sometimes over 20 years. So that's a long time, and I don't want you to be one of those people that I see in the future on Facebook Marketplace giving away your snake or selling it because you watched this video and you didn't listen to what I had to say. But if you're ready for that commitment, snakes can make incredible pets. I mean, you can learn so much about nature and just things that dogs and cats don't teach you. Don't get me wrong, I love dogs and cats, but when it comes to reptiles and snakes in particular, you will learn so much about behavior, and it just really opens the door to how amazing nature is.
What are you doing?
Just taking care of Goldie. I like giving her some cuddle time so she knows everything's gonna be all right when she goes on zoo to use.
How much did you pay for your first snake?
I actually got my first snake for free.
Ooh, for free?
Yeah,
what kind of snake?
She's a banana and she's Siniwoma.
Beautiful. And then how much did you pay for your most expensive snake?
My most expensive snake is the one I just got. It's a boa. It's a Colombian. It's a BCI. I paid $250, but no one knows I have her yet. To be honest, most of my other snakes I've gotten for free as well. You know, if you really look, you know, there's always people who are like, can you take this please? I just can't take her with me. You know, so you can find anything from nothing to, you know, thousands and thousands of dollars.
Hey, Steph!
Happy birthday to you!
Cumpleaños feliz, te deseamos todo.
Are you 6? Are you 7? Are you 8?
74, 75, 76.
To wrap things up, you're going to spend somewhere between $100 and $500 on your setup, depending on how elaborate you want to get. And then you can really spend any amount of money on that snake. You could start out with $40, or you could spend $10,000, whatever's in your budget and whatever you actually can afford. But I can tell you this much, if you decide to get a pet snake, it's going to open up your eyes to a wonderful world of reptiles because they are absolutely incredible. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, there's a playlist that you can watch all kinds of videos. You can also hit that subscription button. It would mean a lot to me. Also, hit that like button while you're down there. Have a wonderful day, Reptile Army. Remember,